Hey everyone, Empress Sunchild here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I woke up. As usual, I go on YouTube and then I check out some motivational videos. And I came across one from Black Magic 33, I think it is, Brother Rich, where he was talking about Nipsey Hussle before. I've heard his name mentioned a few times in the past, like when I've been reading something or someone's been talking about something, but I didn't know who he was until this morning. But I don't know, I was drawn to this particular YouTube thumbnail of him unfortunately being murdered, and I watched it because usually I don't really watch rap videos and stuff like that, you know, especially of the younger generation. But when I saw Rest in Power Nipsey Hussle, yeah, Black Magic 363, Brother Rich streamed it this morning. I don't know, I just had to watch it for some reason. And I don't know, I was just drawn to this video, and I was saddened to learn that another young brother gone, you know, another one, man, one that's standing up for something as well. I'm not saying I would rejoice for someone, you know, for a brother going down for some mediocre rubbish, but it's always the goddamn good ones. It's always the ones that's standing up with, you know, with something to say, with a bloody backbone, that get taken out. And all we'll see is people mourning for the day, you know, sending RIPs, you know, well wishes to the family, which is all great and all, but that's all that's going to happen. Nothing else is going to happen, you know, because another one bites the dust, another brother down, because there's no one to protect him. We're not where we're supposed to be, to guard our brothers and sisters that are standing up in the struggle, speaking out as a voice, as one piece. This brother was left by himself in broad daylight. The little information I've got, it just does not sit well in my spirit. In broad daylight, shot to the head, and in a what 3 to 4 more times. From the time someone's aiming and getting you in your head, that's an assassination right there. And in broad daylight, presumptuous. Which gangs are doing that in this day and age? I can't remember the last time I heard a report where gangs are shooting down celebrities. I've never heard one. I've not heard one in ages. I could be wrong because I don't follow social media that deeply and I don't watch television. So, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm just going with my spirit. You know, but I'm just sad that this brother, you know, who seemed to have been on the right track, speaking out, doing certain things. I know he was working on a Dr. Sebi documentary. You know, this might be a plot to stop him. This might have been, you know, something to knock him off his guard, you know. But I hope his team, I hope the team that he's working with are as strong and convicted as he was to carry on making this documentary as this brother would have wanted it, because I'm certain they would have had discussions as to how they would do things, you know. So I just hope they have the courage to carry on, because everyone that's ever stood up for the black liberation seem to have lost every one of the supporters around them when they've been taken down. Gaddafi, he spoke about one united Africa. I'm sure he spoke to hundreds of people about the same plan in order for it to go forward, because, you know, no man is an island. But after his passing, where are these people? Why is this legacy not being pulled forward? Why are we not hearing, even if it's underground rumors, that, you know, the Bank of Africa is going to happen, or, you know, United Africa is going to happen? The same with Marcus Garvey. Where were those people that was working with him, close beside him, building up this plan, right? Building the Black Star Liner. Where are all of these people, these African-minded people, to carry on the project when the leader has gone down? Why is it that every time a good person or someone of influence goes down, the whole project behind him and everything that he was involved in just stops? Why isn't it pushed forward? Like, why are we not like ants? I mean, You cut one down and they've got a journey to go. They keep going. If they have to walk over that body, they're marching on. And we're meant to be humans. We're meant to be higher, on a higher level than an ant. Yet an ant, by the behavior, are obviously a lot more smarter than humans are. When are we going to actually stand up and say enough is enough? We're tired of this now. We're losing our people left, right and centre, and it's becoming such an irregular event. It's almost as if we're becoming desensitized to it. We should never allow ourselves to become desensitized to the slaughter of one of our own people. You know, it's as if we're sitting ducks just waiting for our time to fall off that conveyor belt. That's how it seems. We're nodding our heads, we're moving, we're eyeing, we're vexed for a day or two, maybe a week and months. And then it's all done until the next person comes. We're back into the same environment. When are you going to get tired, black people? When are you going to stand up and say, because I feel free? Stand together and say, I'm going to do it together. But when we're standing out there, putting our lives on the line, and we're fighting for our own liberation, and we're there by ourselves, and our brothers and sisters are walking by and looking at us, some of them, like we're mad, it makes you wonder, what the hell is this fight really all about? Why are we still sacrificing ourselves today when clearly black people don't give a shit? Most of us don't want to be liberated. We're happy at the bottom of the rung because we think it's safe down there. We're sitting down there, crouching down there, hoping that when the police car drives by, they drive by us for a change. But what kind of a life is that, living in fear at the end of the day? So much fear that you're actually paralyzed. And this is what's happening with us as black people globally. Yeah? It isn't just in America. It's in Africa. It's in the Caribbean. It's in Europe. It's here in England. Okay? This disease is everywhere. It's an invisible virus. And we need to understand that. In order to do this stuff, you've got to get onto the spiritual. We can't win this fight without the spiritual connection. Our ancestors sacrificed for our liberation, for us to be free, but not to be psychologically chained. Okay? They want us both psychologically and practically and physically free. Black people need to go back to eating vegetables, grow your own vegetables. Stop acting like a European. There's no shame in farming. There's no shame in growing your own food, man. That's what's gonna make you, that's what's gonna keep your generation around. But keep eating this GMO food, trying to be Europeanized. Yeah? Keep eating this fast food where you don't even know if you're eating human meat, which you're most likely to be eating. They find unidentified flesh in McDonald's. If they can't categorize it based on every creature that they know so far, right? What do you think that means? It means the possibility is that you're eating human meat. We're hearing more and more stories about these children that have gone missing, that they're being sacrificed, and then their body parts, once the blood has been drained, their body parts cut up and disposed and set up as burgers and sent out to burger joints and restaurants in some cases. And as black people, nobody likes us. They will smile in your face to take your money. Yeah? But they don't like you. They go into that kitchen, you don't know what they're doing to that food. Their intentions is everything, right? With bad intentions, they're putting bad energy into your food, and you're going to ingest that. And then you're going to wonder why you behave the way you behave if you're so aggressive. Okay? It's all about energy transference. We got to stop having a lack of shame as a culture, as a race of people, because we have no shame as black people. Yeah? The same way they can shoot down one of ours in the road and all we do is talk about it and then we forget about it, is the same way they will always give us rotten vegetables rotten flesh because we have no goddamn shame. We keep going to them. We would rather Blackanic and go to them than to go support one that looked like we. So unfortunately, brothers like Nipsey Hussle, alright, and sisters like Sandra Bland will always die in vain. Yeah? They will always bite the dust because we don't stand behind them. We don't stand up for them, and we don't raise hell for them. Right? Talk anything bad about Jewish people, okay? And see what happens. Say anything bad about them Muslim people. Say one thing bad about them Muslim people and see what happens. Now, those are people that actually know how to move and stick together. Because they don't care at the end of the day. You're going to respect their culture. You're going to respect them, whether you like them or not. Black people don't have nothing like that. Everybody look at us, laugh at us. So many of us are mixing out and washing out our genes, thinking that that's going to make them like you. That's going to make no goddamn difference. All you're going to do is ensure that your DNA dies off at some point. Okay? Because generation after generation, they will always gravitate back to the slave master, the one that you run up under and love more than you love looking in the mirror. They will always gravitate back to the Caucasian side. Right? If you put children right in the middle who have identity crisis because they're neither black nor white. Everybody wants someone to belong to. Right? So laying down with them, making mixed children with them, if they cared so much, racism would have ended. People would have been living a lot better, getting on more easily, right? Cultures wouldn't be struggling, countries would not be suffering. But racism is something that creates finances for a particular group of people. Okay? And when I look at the lifespan of a young brother like Nipsey Hussle, 33 years old, sacrificed, spoke out about the things that he believed in. He spoke the truth about certain things, and yet he is just murdered. Yet you got those that will walk around chat whole heap of negative stuff about their own people, right? Send out lyrics that incites people to kill, hate, and have a negative impact and a negative energy all the time. They're alive, they're well, they can say chat all that crap they want to chat. They can even say crap about the government, and there was still nobody will touch them because they're in the pockets. They're paid. They're in the back. Their hands are in the back pocket of those slave masters. That's why that's like that. But when you're independent and you can speak without fear, they see you as a threat. You are a big threat, especially when you start to you talk as if you're talking that black power talk. They get shook when you start to mention anything that makes black people sit up and think. That shows that you're not on their side. Instantly you will become a threat. And when you start to build up a follower, a group following, that's when they start to panic. And when you become too much of a threat for them, they have to kill you. They have to take you out. And 99.9% of the time, they use one that look like us. They will set it up so it looks like it's gang related, or they will turn around and say it must have been some type of business arrangement gone wrong, or it will be something. Nowadays, the story is so ridiculous that because we live in a society where everything seems to be about conspiracy theories, or it's too real to actually be real. We live in a dimension where people don't actually want to believe that certain things that they've been shown are real. Yeah? Because we live in that kind of society, nothing happens, nothing changes. So to me, it feels as if a brother, although he spoke for what he believed in, wasted his time, wasted his life speaking. Because his life would be like everybody else's, spoken about every so often, right? There'll be no real revolution for him, just like there wasn't any for Malcolm X, okay? Sandra Bland, there were little protests here and there, but I'm talking about a global affiliation of black people getting together and stomping all at once. That is what I'm talking about. All right? It's as if the humans are fighting against the aliens. I'm talking about that type of scenery. So if you can imagine War of the Worlds, for example, when the humans got together to fight against aliens, right? I'm talking about that type of union when black people globally get together and say enough is enough. We stomp as one whole group of people, shake this planet. That's the kind of power I'm talking about. If black people are not on that kind of level, then I feel these great people's lives have been wasted because they've got families that they've left behind, right? This man's child or children are going to grow up minus a father. That's a very painful reality. It's very, very painful. It's painful when you are a married person and your children lose out on their father because he chooses not to be involved in their lives because of pain, as in my case. That was painful for me, but it would have hurt even more knowing that my children's father had died and they hadn't had the opportunity to get to know him in person rather than seeing him on film, on video or whatever. But nothing beats having your father in your life, your father in your life, in your real life. Yeah, not being immortalized. Yeah, now this is what's going to happen for this child. And that's what I find hurtful. That's what I feel painful for. Yeah, because he was a young brother. He had his life ahead of him and he also had a family. Now he's lost out on a family. And a lot of people are saying it's because he was always outspoken. He was a threat. I know from the time you start to speak anything that empowers black people, you are a threat. Imagine when you get a lot of people following you, when you have a lot of people listening to your music. They can't control your music because they don't own you. They're not paying you. They can't say anything to you. All they can do is just find a way to take you out. That's all. And because unfortunately you don't have the community behind you, it's as if you're just another brother that got shot down now. I mean, how many people remember Sandra Blander every single day, or almost every day, or very, very frequently? I don't know, man. We just live in some times that I kind of feel I find it hopeless. I do find it hopeless a lot of the times. Not all the time, but a lot of the times, especially when times like this come. I didn't know this brother, but his passing has impacted me again. And I didn't know anything about him. We gotta stop talking. We gotta start doing something. People shouldn't be saying, "What are you doing?" or "What we supposed to do." Everybody should know. We all know what we have to do within. Whether you take the spiritual route or you take the physical route, that is up to you. But you must know what you're doing. Every one of us have this innate spirit that lives within us. It's who we are. We're spiritual people. If you don't reach out to your ancestors, you don't reach out to your spirit guides, you don't meditate, you don't seek to know your higher self, then that's a choice that you're making. But if you know and you're there, then you'll understand how I'm feeling and why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling. It's time for us to stop. I feel like the sacrifice needs to stop now. This particular type of sacrifice has to stop. Alright. Well, family, thanks for listening. I wish you all the best.